I'll never forget the story my friend George told me one summer evening. George is one of those men who's seen a lot in life. A retired businessman, proud, stubborn, used to handling things on his own. It happened last July, he said. George had decided to take his old Cadillac for a weekend drive. "Just me, the road, and the radio," he chuckled. He loved that car, kept it spotless, shining like a mirror, every inch of chrome polished. He'd been driving for about an hour down a quiet country road when he heard that dreaded thumping sound, flat tire. He pulled over onto the shoulder, got out, and sure enough, rear left tire was completely down. It was blazing hot. No other cars in sight. George wiped his brow and sighed. "Great," he muttered, glancing at the empty stretch of road ahead. His cell phone? No signal. He opened the trunk and struggled to lift the spare tire. His back wasn't what it used to be. He bent down, trying to get the lug nuts loose, but his hands were trembling. Sweat dripped into his eyes, stinging. That's when he heard a voice behind him. "Need some help, sir?" George turned around and saw a young black boy, maybe 11 or 12, standing there with a rusty old bike gripping the handlebars. The boy looked up at him, friendly, curious. George wiped his forehead and waved him off. "Nah, I'm fine, kid. Go on home." But the boy stayed. "I can help. My dad's a mechanic. I help him at the shop all the time." George chuckled dryly. "What are you gonna do, teach me how to change a tire?" The boy just smiled, set his bike down, and walked over. "You're gonna strip those bolts if you pull like that. Let me." Before George could object, the boy crouched down, took the wrench, and gave it a confident turn. Smooth, practiced. In minutes, he had the tire off, the spare on, and was tightening the bolts. George stood there, amazed. "Where'd you learn all this?" The boy grinned. "Told you. My dad teaches me. I want to be a mechanic too, or maybe an engineer. Someday I want to fix planes." George found himself smiling. "You're a smart kid." As they finished, a pickup truck slowed down beside them. The boy's father leaned out the window. "You okay, son?" "Yeah, Dad. Just helped fix his tire," the boy called back. His father smiled proudly. "That's my boy." Then he waved to George and drove off, letting his son ride home on his bike. George reached into his wallet. "Here, for your help." But the boy shook his head. "Don't need money, sir. Just happy to help." George paused. No one had ever turned down money from him before. He looked at the boy's old bike, the worn shoes, the patched shorts. "Do you come out here a lot?" George asked. "Yeah. My grandma lives up that road. I visit her every weekend." George nodded slowly. Then he handed the boy a business card. "Come by this address next Saturday. Tell them George sent you." The boy looked down at the card, puzzled. "What's this?" George smiled. "That's my company. We sponsor summer programs for kids. I want you to join our engineering camp. It's paid for." The boy's eyes went wide. "Really? Really?" George said. "You've got a future, son. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise." A few weeks later, George visited the summer camp to check in. He found the boy working on a robotics project, surrounded by kids twice his age, showing them how to wire a motor. George watched quietly from the doorway, a warmth in his chest he hadn't felt in years. And as the boy rode off down the road later that day, waving over his shoulder, George told me he stood there for a long time, watching that little figure disappear into the sunlit distance. He shook his head as he told me. "Crazy thing is, I thought I was the one helping him that day. But looking back, I think he helped me a lot more. Because sometimes help comes from the most unexpected places. and respect. Respect has nothing to do with age or race or how much money you've got. It's something you give because you see the good in someone's heart.